14 prisoner of war camps existed on Taiwan from 1942 to 1945. The better-known sites are mostly in northern Taiwan, but while it's not been well preserved, a POW camp in southern Taiwan, located in what's today Lingluo, Pingdong, was definitely among the worst.
Might not look like much, but standing behind me right here, this is the remnants of a POW camp, and this was called Hato 3 here in Pingdong. It's probably one of the less known former POW camps in Taiwan. Over 1,000 Allied servicemen spent 1942 till liberation in 1945 here in this camp, and many of them never made it out alive.
26 Dutch seamen were the first to arrive at what was called the Hato No. 3 camp on August 2, 1942, after their ship was seized by the Japanese. Not long after the main group of POWs arrived, the majority British and Australian captives transported on this disease-ridden ship to South Taiwan after the fall of Singapore in early 1942. Over 1,000 Allied POWs are thought to have passed through Hato 3, a hellish camp with a commander who once allegedly boasted he would fill the camp cemeteries. Records show 134 men died at Hato 3. The prisoners were used as slave labor, forced to process sugar, harvesting the sugar cane, loading rail cars, and stoking furnaces in 12-hour shifts. Pingdong is about as tropical as Taiwan gets, and the men were forced to work wearing just shorts or rags. Underfed by a commander described as sadistic, malnutrition, sunstroke, beriberi, and dysentery were rampant. A swamp located next door to the camp brought mosquitoes and malaria, but no medicine was provided. Reports tell of men forced to dig graves for their fallen friends, and then a grave for themselves. Today, Lingluo in Pingdong is a sleepy, peaceful farming area, and most of the area's residents are Taiwanese Hakka. But the grandfathers of some living here today were once required to serve as guards at Hato 3, and over the years, relatives of former POWs have visited the site, sometimes alongside the now very elderly former Hakka guards, one of whom reportedly smuggled a Bible to a British captive, helping that POW find strength to endure his ordeal until he was killed in an Allied bombing raid in 1945. The Taiwan POW Camps Memorial Society, under the dedicated supervision of Director Michael Hurst, has spent the past 2 decades documenting the history of both the camps and the men who passed through them. Their website, powtaiwan.org, is a treasure trove of photos, stories, history, and more, lovingly collected so these brave souls will never be forgotten.
Thanks to the POW Society, we do have, over here, we have a plaque honoring those who lost their lives. And it reads, "In memory of the men who were interned by the Japanese during World War II in the Hato prisoner of war camp formerly located on this site. We will remember them."
Reporting for ICRT from Lingluo and Pingdong, I'm Eric Michael Smith.